Wow, we've got it all plated up, Juanita, and it looks wonderful.
Well, thank you. Was it pretty easy to make?
It certainly was. Why don't you give us that recipe again for tasty taco salad?
Okay, this is tasty taco salad. You're going to use a pound of a lean ground turkey, or you could do ground beef. We have talked about that numerous times this morning. You're going to use 2 tablespoons of chili powders, 2 teaspoons of cumin, a head of lettuce. You can use a cup of diced tomatoes, and you've seen we just diced up 2 tomatoes. You're going to use 1 15-ounce can of black beans, and you want to drain them and rinse them thoroughly. We use 1 can of no salt added of yellow corn, and do not get the cream style. You've got to get the whole kernel corn. We use 1 cup of salsa, and we used a half a cup of shredded sharp. I can't get all them S's out today.
Shredded sharp cheese.
There you go. A half a cup of shredded sharp cheese. And again, that's all we had to do. You notice that we ground our turkey. We let it cook thoroughly. We added our seasoning, let that cool just a minute, and then we just layered everything else.
Yes, we did. And like we said, too, there are options for this. If
Yes.
your child or family member doesn't like a certain part of this, they can add something else.
They could. Maybe they said, oh, I'm not going to eat black beans. But we know that black beans is a very good source of protein. Maybe they won't eat anything but the pinto beans. Or that would be something. That would still, black beans, your pinto beans, any of those are a low fat and with high fiber in them. So that's something. But do what your family will eat. And I really like it because you're just talking about the kids have their hands on to do this.
Yes.
And,
this is one of their favorite recipes.
This is one of their favorites. That's
they love
right.
taco salad.
And, you could add some extra salsa on the side. Maybe the kids liked it. I know a lot of times, and our recipe does not call for it, like a little sour cream, right? But a sour cream we know is fat. But if you do the fat-free or a low-fat, you could put just a little daub on that. Just anything to get these kids to eat.
Yeah, and I know, too, some kids like the taco shells.
They like the shells.
So
they
you
like
could
the
take
shells.
the whole mixture?
They could take the whole mixture. But remember, 2.5 cups is only 240 calories.
That's right. And then with the cheeses, I know we had 1/2 cup of shredded sharp cheese, but if your kids are cheese lovers,
You could add a little bit more. Because remember, cheese is from the dairy. That's a very good source of calcium for us, also for them too. And this is June, it's dairy month, so use that cheese, right?
use that cheese. Yes,
That's exactly right. You think you could make this at home, Yvonne?
Juanita, this is one of my favorites to make at home.
I think it's one of mine too.
Yes, because it's quick and easy, and like I said, if you've got people there with you who can help put it together, it makes it even more fun.
Right, and then, I think we even talked earlier when we were putting it together, this would be a nice light lunch. Plus, we talked about doing a little dessert, some yogurt with some fruit, maybe some frozen yogurt, maybe. Any of those things is something very good for us.
Very good. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing this recipe with us today, Tasty Taco Salad. This is Yvonne McNary for Central Kentucky Television.